Welcome in, quick hitters. Welcome in, Goodymo short crew. Not feeling my best today, but we're going to get through it. It's making it Monday, and it definitely lives up to that name today, especially for me. But we're going to talk about Colorado and Colorado State. What a game on Saturday. Man, who thought it would go like that? We were thinking Colorado was going to come out and put that offense right off the bat. But Colorado State came to play. Overall, it was a good game. It took Colorado until a whole half to pass by before they came out and really started moving the ball. They had a lot of 3 and outs. It was frustrating watching the offense because you knew they had high-powered players that can make plays. But a lot of 3 and outs. They put a lot of pressure on Shedeur Sanders. He didn't have that much time to throw the ball. So that defense of Colorado State, they came out to play. They put a lot of pressure on those guys. And it took halftime. They had to come out after halftime after, I'm pretty sure, a good talking to by Prime. And they came out with a little more effort. They started making some plays, but they never really caught their rhythm throughout the whole game. You might have got a play here and there for third down. It was all in spots. They just couldn't find a rhythm on offense to where they can string together about 2 or 3 good plays to drive to get field goals or drive to get touchdowns. Every time they got over that 50, it seemed like they were stalling out. But you got to give credit to Colorado State. They came ready to play. Actually, Colorado State, like I said, I don't cover college. The only teams I really get to see the play is when Colorado play them, and then I realize, hey, man, they got some good players on their team. Especially their wide receiver, man. Oh, man. Torrey Horton, he tore him up all game long. I mean, you was hearing about it. This guy, yes, he will be playing on Sundays. I didn't know anything about this guy, but he is top tier. Top tier. The guy has 16 catches for 133 yards, 8.3 on average, 1 touchdown. Reminds you of Torrey Holt. Reminds you of Isaac Bruce. He's that good. He could be part of the greatest show on turf from what I'm seeing. They were tearing him up on those drag routes. You just kept seeing this guy coming open for first downs for big yardage. He's great after the catch. So just remember that name, Torrey Horton. You're going to hear a whole lot about this guy. That wide receiver is the real deal. Braden Fowler, the quarterback for Colorado State, the guy has guts. You got to give it to him. Yeah, he made a lot of mistakes in that game. He threw some picks, but he came back throwing touchdowns off those picks because he had 3 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. He was 34 for 47 for 367 yards, almost 8 on average. Nice quarterback. I like him. He's going to get better and better. Look, I'm not no Colorado State fan, but I'm just telling you about these players, what I see, who has potential, who can be an NFL quarterback, wide receiver, or defensive player, who has what it takes to play in the big leagues. And they have a lot of players on their team for the big leagues, as well as Colorado. But, man, that hit on Travis Hunter, uncalled for, obviously. And that guy should be suspended. He should be missing games. That was a dirty play. And it looks like a bounty. Definitely like a bounty. Ball's already incomplete. Ball's dead, and then you come up and you want to throw your shoulder right into the guy. He's going to be missing about 3 to 4 weeks from what I'm hearing. And that's going to be tough because you got some tough games coming up for Colorado. You got Oregon coming up. You got to play USC. You got to have one of your greatest players on the team to even contend to try to beat these teams. But I'm not going to put nothing past Coach Prime. They're going to get their guys ready to play. They're going to get pumped up. They're going to want to go out there and play for Travis. And hopefully that be the case. Even if you don't win the game, fight throughout the game. Don't get blown out. Make it a competitive game if you don't win it. But I believe they can go and beat Oregon. Or give USC a hell of a ball game to where you come down the stretch and then you figure out what can you do from there, as long as you hang around until the 4th quarter. But Colorado and Colorado State, man, that was an unbelievable game on Saturday night. Coach Prime once again 3-0. I mean, it's just a lot of highlights in that game. And just to show you that Colorado, they don't have to win pretty. You don't have to see the big numbers all the time. They can play dirty and grimy because it wasn't pretty. They didn't play their best at all on offense. And the defense, they had a lot of breakdowns. You see Coach Prime, coaching them up, talking to them throughout the game. A lot of missed assignments, especially when you have Horton on drag routes continuously beating you over and over and over again. You have to put a stop to that. Somebody should be spying and waiting for that guy to come. I don't even know if they double teamed him at all, but I'm pretty sure down the line, when you have one guy tearing you up like that, you got to put extra bodies on him. I don't know if Colorado knew too much about the guy or knew he was that great, but you got to put bodies around him because you shut down his production, Colorado State offense is going to stall. He was a big part of what they were doing. And if you shut him down, at least slowed him down. They didn't even slow him down. If you at least slowed him down, you could have won this game by a bigger margin, in my opinion. So, yeah, Torrey Horton, I'm a fan. Wide receiver. He's good. He's great talent. And he's going to be on Sundays. No doubt about that. No doubt. So, for the running and rushing for them, Kobe Johnson, he 15 carries for 54 yards for Colorado State. Another guy, Avery Morrow, 19 carries for 51 yards. Not too much. It wasn't really a rushing game on both sides. This ball was going in the air. It was going in the air. And like I said, it took Colorado a while to get their feet underneath him. And Shedeur Sanders had to pull out a Tom Brady. 98 yards for a touchdown when it was crucial, when you needed it. That was big time. That was big time because he couldn't catch a rhythm the whole game. And just when it comes down about 2 minutes left on the clock is when you start going. And there it is. There it is. That is prime time at its best. And what about the interception from Shiloh Sanders? Going back for a touchdown. They got to work on the Deion dance. He didn't try it too much himself, but Deion got to work on him with that. Because if they can come out there and put that, you know what I'm saying, that prime time on, put the icing on the cake. Put the icing on the cake. But yeah, Colorado competes, man. They clean it up. They got hurt bad, like in the middle, obviously, in the trenches. Like he said, he's 7 to 8 players from really contending. You get some beef players down there on that line, man, because that's where they get whooped at almost every game. Teams are going to try to run on them. They're going to try to pound them and pound them and pound them. Colorado State didn't run for big, but they did pick up some key first downs when they needed to get some stops. Because Colorado, they just could not get off the field on third down, and that's what hurt them as well, too. They get the third down, and they go Horton, getting open for a catch. Big catch down the field or drag routes or quick outs. It was him all night long. And like I said, if it wasn't for that guy right there, man, he's a one-man wrecking crew. One-man wrecking crew. Yeah, Henry Blackburn, he should be missing some games. No doubt about that. But when you got all the hype around Colorado, and you got a lot of hate out there, people don't want to see them win, don't want to have all the accolades and stuff like that, it's a possibility nothing will happen with this guy unless a lot of people start talking about it. But he should be suspended for a dirty move like that. Especially on one of the greatest players on the team who's going to be missing 3 to 4 weeks. You don't think that's going to hurt Colorado? Just off a dirty play like that? Of course it will. So Travis Hunter, speedy recovery. Try to get back with the ball club because they're going to need you, especially down here with the stretch. Going to need you down the stretch. Let's see up here. Yeah, we'll check out Shedeur Sanders. He was 38 for 47 for 348 yards. Just think about that. Guy that didn't have no rhythm, couldn't get the offense flowing until late second half. Start finding some spots to where he can get some throws and some first downs. Still threw for 348 yards. Some people say, well, it was a bad game. No, it wasn't really a bad game. I mean, it was patience. He was making the right throws. 4 touchdown passes, 1 interception. Dylan Edwards. He didn't get off like he usually gets off. That's why I say Colorado State defense is the real deal. They will get better. They're a few players away from them being really good too. Even though they're 0-2, that ball club, man, they keep on building up. They'll be in the fight. This will be a rivalry that continues for decades. But Dylan Edwards, yeah, they kind of kept him down a little bit. He had 10 carries of 57 yards. He was 5.7 on average, which is good. He didn't get a lot of opportunities because they was plugging it up. And then if you get down, you're trying to strike quick to stay in the ball game. So you're just going to abandon some of that running. And plus, he's a receiver as well. They can get him out on the flats. Well, he can just scatter. You get him in an open space, he can take it to the house. We've seen that early this year. Xavier Weaver, he's a big guy that stepped up when Travis Hunter went out. 9 catches for 98 yards, almost 11 on average. He got him a touchdown. What about Michael Harrison? Man, guys was just stepping up. They have a lot of talent on this team. It ain't just Travis Hunter and Shadur Sanders. Yeah, they get all the highlights and all the accolades, and they the stars that stay in front of this team, but they have some talent and some guys that stepped up when he went out. Jimmy Horn Jr., of course, 7 catches for 66 yards, almost 10 on average, and he had a touchdown. Matter of fact, Michael Harrison had 2 touchdowns. Just stepped up big when Travis went out. Just stepped up big. Dylan Edwards, 6 catches for 17 yards himself, so he mixed it in a little bit. Fumbles, Travis Hunter, that fumble was pretty big. Almost was down, but not quite. But that was a big play in the game, the fumble he lost on that one. But, man, grit and grind. Colorado, man, this team ain't going to give up. They're going to fight, they're going to fight, they're going to fight. Because when you play a game like that, when things ain't going your way, you having breakdowns in defense, the offense couldn't string together any kind of first downs in the first half, even part of the second half. But you seem to find a way. And that's what this team does. Team is built on believe. Because if you don't believe, you don't win that game against Colorado State. It just doesn't happen. So yeah, man, the train is still moving. This team here, they pretty much can beat anybody when they're at full strength. And Shadur is getting rid of the ball the way he is with that thin offensive line. Anything can happen. Anything can happen, but great game overall. 35-43, went into 2 overtimes. And like I said, I haven't seen college in a long time, and when I seen the overtime format and what they were doing, like from the 25, giving each other a chance to score a touchdown, and then it went to a 2-point conversion after a while, I was like, it was new to me, because like I said, I haven't watched the game in so long. I didn't know anything about the overtime rules. But once I seen it, I was like, okay. Let's go here. And hey, man, they pulled it out. They pulled it out. Great win. Moving on to the next. Wishing them good luck all season, because they got a lot of people against them. Don't want to see them win. I mean, a lot. I mean, teams, programs, players, outsiders, whatever you want to call it, analysts, broadcasters, whoever associated with the game of football. There's a lot of hating that's going on. But they get a lot of love too, but it's more hate than love at this point. And maybe that's going to turn around as they continue to play, start winning some games. You'll have some hate that's going to actually have to jump on board of the wagon, even though it's going to be full. No more room, fall off. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. But they got me watching college football, at least Colorado and whoever they play. I get to learn more about these teams as they go along on a schedule. But it was interesting. I would have never known about this Torrey Horton guy. Never would have knew nothing about him if they wouldn't have played Colorado. Because I don't, like I said, I don't watch college. But I'm watching a little bit now. But that was an outstanding ball game. Outstanding. So yeah, Colorado pulled it out 43-35. Next test is Oregon. And that won't be a slouch. They expected to lose that game. Just like USC. Colorado will be expected to lose that one. But they keep on surprising, and that's the main thing. So we're going to get into these Texans. It was a must win. They needed to get it. They should have gotten it. Yeah, they're thin on the offensive line. They're missing some key players in the secondary. We know all about that. But it was still a game to win. You know, you still should have won this game, especially when Anthony Richardson went out. There should have been a light bulb that went off like, okay, let's go, guys. They're missing their main quarterback. Let's go ahead and take control. That should have been a thought process. But like I said, the Texans, they shot themselves in the foot a lot yesterday in that game. A lot. Offense, C.J. Stroud is looking good. Each game is looking better. And you can say that about C.J. Stroud. Each game is looked better. Even the offense is sped up a little bit now. He has more control of the offense. He's finding guys. What about Nico? Nico looked like he wants to stand out as the number one wide receiver. That's what it looks like to me. Him and C.J. Stroud getting some good chemistry going. He found him on a lot of good plays, crossing routes, deep routes, coming down with it and run after the catch. I didn't think he'd run after the catch like that, but with a big body, he's got people bouncing off of him, picking up first downs. He looks confident. He's talking a little bit. He's into the game. Far as Tank Dell, good game. But we're just not giving him the ball enough. He should be more of a focal point when he's passing the ball. Yeah, Nico gonna do what he gotta do, but more balls need to go to Tank Dell. Why can't they use Tank Dell just like the Miami Dolphins doing for Tyreek Hill? He's elusive. Why we don't throw him deep go routes? It should be at least 2 or 3 times in a ball game where they should be going deep routes to Tank Dell, beating a guy for a touchdown. Just don't use him in intermediate passes. Yeah, that's fine too, but every once in a while to keep that defense honest, try to take the top off of it. Let him run out there and you just throw him one and see if he can come up underneath it. I didn't see that yesterday. They could have threw him a couple of balls for deep, but they tried to implement him a little bit, and that was good. They should have been doing that. Hopefully he's going to be a big part of his offense moving forward. I hope they see that. They need to get this guy the football. Quick wide receiver screens, whatever you got to do to get him the ball, even in the backfield a little bit. Try to mix it up. But this guy can make things happen with the ball in his hands, and Houston got to realize that real quick. They said they was going to put the ball in the playmaker's hands. Well, he's a playmaker. Let's put the ball in his hands. As far as the running game, it still needs some polishing up. It loosened up a little bit than it did last week. No doubt about that. We got to get Dameon Pierce, keep on plugging him in there because he's bound to break one loose. He's bound to break one loose. But overall, this was good. The defense let us down. The defense kind of reminds you of the old Texans. It did yesterday. I'm looking at it, I'm like, man, missed tackle here. You can't get off the field on third down. That really hurt them. Texans have to get off the field on third downs. If you can't do that, you're not going to win in this league. It's always crucial points in the game where it's 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 10. You have to get the team off the field. Houston Texans are still struggling with that. And D'Amico calls it out. He calls it out. It's just inconsistency, man. First half, yeah, it just seemed like they were just lost. Second half was a lot better, but you have to string together a lot of defensive plays to get a football team off the field. Red zone. It seemed like we can't get teams to kick field goals. We have to start doing that if you want to be a good football team and you want to win. You have to get them to kick field goals. You can't let a team come down in the red zone and score touchdowns every time. Every time they get in there, they're scoring touchdowns. You can't do that. The defense is supposed to be the highlight really of this team. And once they get it together, the offense is going to complement the defense is going to complement the offense. Once it gets balanced, then you got yourself a good football team. And that's what we're looking forward to. But I do not like missed assignments and missed tackles on defense. You got to pay real close attention to what's going on, detail, especially on third downs, kind of figuring out where they want to go with the football on third downs. Definitely take away their greatest player. Where if you got those schemes, double team, every once in a while just to throw them off, more blitzes, fake blitz, drop back in coverage. You have to do something, pay more attention, communication, whatever it takes to get these teams off the field on third down, and that's what we have to do. That's exactly what they have to do. But overall, man, fighting back into the football game, that shows some heart, it shows some grit that they're not going to give up and lay down, but you can't put yourself in a hole. We've seen this before from Houston. They come out there the first half, they get themselves in a hole, then they come out at halftime now when they're down 14 or 21 points. Now they want to play. No, it's too late. You can't play now. It's too late. You're wasting all your energy trying to get back in the game just for it to come to a significant point in the game, and it's on one play. You stop or get, and if you don't, the game's over. Don't put yourself in that situation. If you play from the get-go, you get yourself some cushion. You might have a 7-point lead, 14-point lead. Let the other team try to come and catch you. That's how you want to do it. Then the playbook just opens up for you. The defense can tee off on the quarterback because they have to throw to get back in the game. There's just a lot of situations that helps you out when you come out from jump getting on the football team. And that's what they have to learn. But overall, I like what I saw. It was just frustrating, like I said, on defense once again. But the game was there to be taken, and they needed that game. When you go 0-2 to start the season, that's a deep hole. Some teams never get out of 0-2. It's hard to win in the NFL. It's hard to get wins. And when you're 0-2, man, sometimes you never even get back to 500 or at least won a game above it because it's that strong. These football teams are good for a reason. There's no slackers in this league. Team you think you might can beat, they'll surprise you. Everybody's trying to win out there. But at home for your opener against the Colts, this game should have been got, whether Richardson was out there or not. Seemed like they were surprised on a few things. I don't know. Or they didn't address this game the proper way, or it took them a while to wake up. Whatever the case was, they should have won this game. So it could come back to bite them. Could hurt. But we're going to listen to D'Amico Ryans, the press conference, and from C.J. Stroud, see what they got to say on the situation. But pretty much covered it. I really don't have nothing else. I mean, it was plain as day what happened. They just wasn't ready in that first half for the defense. The offense picked it up from last week. They was able to string some plays together, get some third downs completed, move the ball a little bit, but we have to get touchdowns to the field goals. That's the thing. Told you this team could score 28 points a game. They can average that if they get this stuff together. Because they didn't play well yesterday, and you see how many points they scored just by, falling into it or playing one half of football. So, I mean, they just have to get it together, man. But yeah, let's check out D'Amico Ryans and see what he got in store.
It was exciting to see the game that Nico had. I think one of his best games that he's had in his career. So very encouraged with Nico. He's put in the work, and it's showing on the field. Him and CJ are truly building a really good connection, and we're excited to see that continue to grow.
Where did CJ's injury stem from? Was it from the hip? Was it from scoring key?
CJ is fine.
Why do you feel like the defense kind of struggled there in the early part and middle part of the team? What do you see?
Defensively today, we weren't good enough. If we want to be a good defense, it all starts up front, right? Stopping the run. We did not stop the run. We did not tackle well. Fundamental football, it wasn't good enough. If you want to win games in this league, we got to play better. A third down, situational football. All right, red zone, again, wasn't good enough. I think we gave them 4 ops in the red zone, and they scored on all 4 ops. So for us, you have to eliminate teams from scoring in the red zone. You have to own it and make them kick field goals. We didn't do that today.
From a pass protection standpoint, 11 sacks, games. You had a lot of upheaval, a lot of injuries too. How do you factor the play of the line versus the availability of what you got?
Yeah, guys are still going out trying to do the best that they can do, doing the job that we asked them to do. Of course, we like it better. Don't want to see the quarterback get hit. But I thought the guys' offense took a move in the right direction today. They got better overall.
How do you describe offensively what the fix when there's some generated sloppiness, some of the penalties, the holds, and some of those things? How do you manage that through a game, and how do you correct that?
Yeah, we continue to try to, get better throughout the game as we go, get better throughout the week of practice. But it's too many self-inflicted, wounds that hurt us today. Whether it's defense, offense, we're scoring touchdowns and we get them called back. So too many self-inflicted wounds, things that we can control. We got to control those better and not help the other team.
Obviously, you guys prepared for forward Edwards, and he went out pretty early. How much did that quarterback switch kind of affect your overall defensive game plan?
It didn't affect our game plan much. You know how they like to call the game, right? Short passes, that's what they continue to do. And for us, we just have to be tighter in coverage, and we have to make tackles when, you know, that's called for us. The play is called for us to make. We have to make them.
Goodymo, going into the fourth quarter, the rushing attacks seemed to be kind of a weak point. Was there any adjustments to maybe move away from it and start moving forward towards passing?
Yeah, with the rushing, we would like to run it more. We would like to do a better job of running the ball. And, again, that all starts up front. Offensive line, all right, running the ball. Defensive line, stopping the run. So we have to be better on both sides of the ball.
Coach, what was some of the offensive adjustments that you all made at halftime to become
I thought our offense just moved the ball better. The tempo was much better. I thought we moved it really well. We just stalled. They're in the red zone. We just had to find a way to, you know, score, right? And we had our opportunities, and we hurt ourselves, and penalties, sacks, it's self-inflicted. If we clean up our mistakes, then let's go have a fair fight. Right now it's not fair because we keep helping the other team.
When you go into the third quarter, into the fourth quarter, you guys have a 7-minute drive while you're trailing. What did you make of the tempo in the second half? And it looked like maybe Bobby was kind of stopping and starting with some of the speed stuff. Sometimes you were huddling, sometimes you weren't. I know there's some challenges to that, but what did you make of the tempo in the second half?
I thought it was really good tempo from our offense all game. They were in and out of the huddle, all right, with quick tempo. They were at the line of scrimmage, and I feel like we caught them off guard a lot, and we were able to make some big plays. So they did a really good job of improving this week, and we're looking to continue to improve on what they started this week.
Hey, Coach, how do you feel this team has been able to adjust through all the injuries that you guys have? Because, you know, you guys sit at 0-2, but the majority of the struggles is due to losing some really good players.
Yeah, we don't make excuses or mistakes about injuries, right? If you're out there, you got to do your job. That's what we all get paid to do. We're professionals. You're out there, do your job. We would love to have all of our guys back, but it's something you deal with, and it's next man up mentality, and that's an opportunity for whoever that is, right, who gets the opportunity to go in the game. Is the opportunity to showcase, all right, what can you do, right, to help our team win.
D'Amico Rhymes is hitting everything right on the money. Really don't need to interrupt him. I mean, he's covering it all. He was out there. He watched it. He know exactly what happened. He know the opportunities were wasted. Couldn't get off the field on third down. Couldn't complete third downs on offense. Broke down in the red zone, giving up touchdowns instead of field goals. Hitting it right on the money. There's really not too much to say. I mean, I'll chime in every once in a while, but he's right on it.
Win the game. So injuries are opportunities.
Take about 3 or 4 more.
Coach, you mentioned coming into this week, re-emphasis in the run game, establishing identity, your comfort level, granted with the injuries in the run game, do you feel like that identity was created? Still some work to do there. How would you categorize it?
Yeah, with the runs that we had, I felt like we ran it better. I feel like the backs ran it better. We were more physical up front. It's just we got too far behind too early, and it leads us to having to throw the ball a little bit more. And what credit to CJ and the receivers for the job that they did in the passing game, right? We had to throw it. They knew we were throwing it, and our guys still converted and made plays.
D'Amico, in light of the issues that you put the offensive line, of being handicapped with the play selection that you want to call but can't call because of the continuity you're not having with the offensive line?
Again, the injuries, it doesn't matter who's out there. We're going to call our offense. We're going to call our defense. We just expect everyone to be held accountable for doing their job.
Coach, you allowed 6 third-down conversions in the first half, 0 in the second half. What changed there and what allowed them to have that success in the first half?
And for us, in the first half, guys weren't on it. All right, defensively, just weren't on it. We weren't playing up to our standard. We allowed easy passes to be completed. Allowed easy first downs to happen just because of technique, communication, guys not being dialed in together. Second half, I felt like it was a different energy. Guys came out different, but we don't have time to get it started in the second half. We had to come out. We had to play better from start to finish.
We'll close with DJ and Brooks.
CJ had over 400 yards passing and 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. But all the, odds stacked against him and offensive line issues and being down a lot, what does that show about his ability to be able to still produce in midst of all the obstacles put against him?
CJ is a competitor. And he shows that. He continues to fight no matter what odds are stacked up against him, no matter who's in front of him. Like, it doesn't matter. He has a winning mindset. And now we need everybody around him to continue to have that winning mindset and go play winning football, and that's when things will get better for us.
Nico, how do you address the team like this at this point? I mean, there's how they handle a game where they're down multiple scores. I think Will Anderson on the sideline in a moment talking to the defense. After these losses, how do you talk to them? How do you see them handling what's going on so far this season?
Yeah, Will, another guy who's a young guy who's a leader, just like CJ. They bring good energy, great energy to our team, right? They have contagious energy, and we just have everybody else needs to pick it up around those guys. And what I say to our guys right after this is we can't wait till the second half. Like, I did see improvement from our game one to game two from our offense. The defense took a step back, and we can't have the back and forth, right? We have to be consistent, and that's the one thing. Be consistent and don't have self-inflicted wounds that you're too far behind and have to catch up, right? We can't play catch-up ball. We have to be in it the entire game. And so that's what I say to those guys. I definitely appreciate what they did in the second half, to have that grit, to fight back, to give us an opportunity there, and we came up a little short. So always encouraged and pleased by that, but we got to start faster.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you, guys.
With your shoulder, how much did it bother you, if at all, and how do you evaluate your performance?
Yeah, first and foremost, I just want to give all glory and praise to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Had a hard week, man. Just trying to fight my tail off just to be able to play, because my shoulder was hurting me. But at the end of the day, I wanted to be out there for my guys. I wanted to play, I had a little pain here and there, but I mean, at the end of the day, I just wanted to play because I had the opportunity from God, man. Just to be in a great city like Houston, I wanted to play in the home opener and try to flip this thing around the right way by playing well. So it was ups and downs, but I feel like my guys around me, like they made me more positive as the week went on, telling me, man, just if it happens, it happens. If it's not, man, just do whatever you can do to not play if you're not feeling well. So I decided to play, and I feel like I did okay, but of course I always want to do better. Gotta not take sacks in the red zone, and gotta score in the red zone. I definitely think that was the main reason why we didn't put any points on the board. We were driving the ball pretty well. Just gotta finish those drives, man. So felt like overall, I mean, I think there's light at the end of the tunnel. I think there's hope. I think we showed that today, that we're gonna fight, and we're not just gonna turn around and lay down just because the score flips early. We're gonna keep fighting to the end. So.
What do you think about your performance, especially the second half, as you go into your HR rhythm? Is that a reason for the encouragement, just kind of overcoming the sacks and everything on the scoreboard and still?
Didn't know I had it on mute. I don't know how long I had it on mute.
I think something that I even revisited, talking to some friends from home, and really just thinking myself is man, no one said it was gonna be easy. You know what I mean? I think the hope that we brought the city from the draft and from off-season moves and everything, it got the buzz going, and I think that was great, and I think it should continue because this team is we're a couple plays away, man, from winning a lot of games here, and I don't think that it should be easy. We got to go out there and fight and win one play at a time. I think on offense, we just too many negative plays. We had a lot of positive plays, but those 1 to 2 little negative plays in the drive, those are drive killers, man. And I got to be more accurate. I got to do more to make the pocket right. But one thing I think we've shown, we're gonna fight, even if it's not pretty. So I'm excited to just keep working. That's one thing about the NFL, man. I'm learning it's week to week. You gotta lick your wounds and just keep going because no one said it was gonna be easy, and it's not supposed to. So.
CJ, you said you were dealing with a little pain here and there with your shoulder. What happened?
I don't want to give any super specifics, but I mean, I just had a little shoulder pain that I was dealing with, and really just it was hard for me to throw, and I started feeling better. Friday, and Saturday we don't throw at all, so that helped. And then this morning came in really, really early and just try to fix it and just get anything I can do to play. I wanted to play. And I feel like I did as best as I could with my injury, and I tried to let it fly as much as I could and still have velocity and accuracy with the ball. But, yeah, man, I don't think it really hindered me that much. I think if I were to say that, would be an excuse. But for me, yeah, it was painful. Right.
Do you expect that's something that's going to stick around that you have to fight through for much longer, or how do you expect that?
Yeah, I hope not. I definitely think I took strides from when it happened to today, and just it felt better and better every day. So I think that's a good thing. I think it should be 100% by this week for sure.
CJ, starting training camp, you and Nico, we're trying to develop that chemistry to get on the same page, and it seems as training camp went on, you all started to get that continuity more together. What was it about today that you all were almost at the same page?
Yeah, I really think it's just the work we've put in from the time we even really met, like when I got drafted. He was one of the first people to reach out, and I already knew what he could do. I watched a couple games last year, and he was kind of always open. And if he wasn't, he was going to make the tough catch. So I think with that type of receiver, man, just give him a shot, give him a chance, and he's going to make the play. And it's really fun working with a guy like that. He works really, really hard. He works on his body really, really hard. He's a big guy, and he's getting out of cuts really fast. And I know it's hard on his limbs and everything. So he's constantly in the training room. He's constantly asking me questions about the offense. He's constantly just trying to get better. And I appreciate a guy like that. So I think it's just like these were little glimpses of what is to come. And I think it's just more and more success from not only me and him, but really this whole offense. And I think that we'll just keep growing.
CJ, from last week to this past week, did you notice a little bit more of a tempo in the offense coming out of the huddle and getting on the line of scrimmage?
Yeah, man. That was something we wanted to fix and wanted a better game plan with, was getting on the ball and putting the pressure on them. And I feel like we did that. We took a step. We got to keep taking steps, not only with that operation, but with other operations, and me getting the play out clean and getting guys lined up in the right spot. And I appreciate those guys working with me, man, because it's all a new offense for all of us, and we're just trying our best. And Bobby's done a great job of being upfront with the communication of what we're thinking we're going to do this week and getting the play and call into me early. And it's my job to make sure that I look at the play clock and make sure that we don't get any delay games or anything like that. So I feel like we took a step in that area.
A few more.
What areas did you feel like you all really improved most this week in preparation for the linebacker and more success?
I think this is something Will says all the time, man, but it's just chopping wood. And I know it's probably a simple term, but what we mean is just, man, just showing up every day. I think I said it earlier with you guys last week, was just my routine and like finding that rhythm again. And that's really I think that's just like ball. It's like even good, bad, ugly, sad, man, like throwing it away, learning from it, and then just keep chopping wood, just keep working, keep showing up. And I think we have the talent around, not only myself, but on defense as well, to make plays and be successful in this league. And I think when you just show up every day with a mindset that, like D'Amico talks about all the time, just a winning, deliberate, aggression every day. Like even if it's like tying your shoe or doing making your bed or just any little thing, like those little champions, like those little successes become big successes. And I think that's something that we got better at, was just practicing a little harder. And I think this week practice a little harder, and then just you'll see it keep growing and going. And even if you take a step back, showing up again the next day. And I think that's what makes a pro, is when you can do that religiously and to the best of your ability.
Speaking of what you just said right there, Nico Ryans at the post-game presser a little bit ago said of you that you continue to fight no matter what odds are stacked against you, and that you have a winning mindset. Where does that come from?
Those people sitting right back there. My family. I think where I come from. I think just the odds of being. And I don't have no pity for myself. I don't feel bad. I don't want anybody to feel bad for me. But the odds have been stacked against me since I've been a kid. And I think God has put a special plan in my life. And I think that He's not done with me yet. And I have a lot more, not even just football, but a lot more life to live, to give to people. I think that's something that I want to keep doing and be better at just giving my thought. Like, that's why I sit here and explain things so detailed to y'all, because I think it means something. You know what I mean? Like, and I think, of course, coming from a place like Ohio State, where like Coach Day, he was hard on me, like really hard on me, and I appreciated it. Like, I didn't like it at first, but as it kept going and I kept like fighting every day, and like sometimes we fighting against what he was saying. Like, I learned the hard way, but at the end of the day, like now I'm kind of like seeing what he was implying. Like, CJ, do this, do that. I would go the other way, and I would get myself in a turmoil, and then start listening to great people that you entrust. You know what I mean? And I trust my family. I trust my coaches, and I think people are depending on me. And I love that responsibility. I mean, he was just talking, man, pressure's a privilege. Like, a lot of people don't get to live the life I do. It's hard. Don't get me wrong.
Very spiritual outlook. Guy got a good head on his shoulders. I'll tell you that. And he wants to be great. And he will be great. Because when you can string together games and get better after each one, that's showing progress. And he's in the lab. You better believe that. He's in the lab. So great things for C.J. Stroud moving forward. I think he's about to finish it up.
Oh, it's hard, but it's a privilege, man. I'm blessed enough to wake up every day and to walk, to talk, to smell, to enact with people, to play football. Like, these are all things we take for granted from day-to-day basis, but I try to do my best to thank God through all that, because His grace and His mercy and He laid His life on the cross for us, man. Like, I really believe that, you know what I mean? So this is bigger than just ball, and if I have to use football for my purpose to spread the
taking us to church on Sunday, wasn't he? Taking us to church.
Gospel and the life of Jesus Christ, and I'll do that. And I think that's what God wants. But at the same time, I want to win too. So I'm just that's why. That's why I keep fighting, man. I'm gonna keep fighting my tail off, man. So.
Yeah, hey CJ, last week you talked about getting into a routine, and you talked about leaving games to slow down. Can you talk about the things that you're seeing each week as you take these, as you chop this wood, that you're seeing, that you're kind of starting to grasp and continue in the areas you're growing in?
Yes, ma'am. I definitely think something that I took from college was like kind of what I implied earlier, was like it's going to be hard early. And as you just keep going, you keep banking mental reps. Like, okay, I seen that coverage, I seen that blitz, or I seen this, I seen that. I'm gonna put that in the back of my mind for next time. And sometimes even you don't need it next time. You get it the first time and you kill them. And I definitely think that that's something that I'm trying to do, is just every week take a step. And I think I've taken a huge step from last week, just from operation in the huddle to understanding clock management to all those little things. And then I think football's football, though. Like, those guys are really good. Like, the Colts defensive line was really good. Their linebackers flew around. The DBs were solid. Kenny Moore is an all-pro nickel and cornerback. And credit those guys, but I definitely think that we have what it takes to win games. And I definitely think if we put it together earlier, then we won't be in a tough situation towards the back end. So I definitely think that's what I'm doing with my routine, is just getting better.
CJ, you said last week that you noticed that your offensive linemen really fighting for you, and you really appreciated that. With that being said, it was kind of the same today. You got hit a lot. How do you keep the game slow? How do you keep your feet controlled throughout the hits throughout the game?
I think trust. Gotta trust those guys, man. I do, and I think I've showed it, because I'm not just running around all the time. I'm only trying to extend plays when I have to, and I definitely think even sometimes I was trying to run around and the looks were there and I just missed the read, and come back and do it the next time and get the read. You know what I mean? So it's just a consistent fight every play, and I'm up for the challenge, and those guys are too. And I appreciate those guys, man. It's like even Kendrick, like, he comes in and he's been here 2 weeks and he's fighting his tail off. This is a whole new offense for him. Like, same thing with George. Like, Shaq was our only starter, and you know what I mean? Like, JP didn't play all last year really, and was a really good center at college, but this isn't college, and he's playing against a really good defensive line 2 weeks in a row, and he's fighting his tail off. Josh was at guard last week. He moves to left tackle. You know what I mean? Like, that's a hard thing to do. It's the NFL. It's the best players in the world every week. Like, You know what I mean? So I don't like. I definitely appreciate those guys, man, because they're fighting. Like, they're not just giving up. Because it's easy to put your head down in this league and just turn around and just do whatever. But those guys constantly are looking me in the eye like, man, I got you, and I appreciate that. So, and I love those boys. And I'm gonna keep fighting for them because they fighting for me.
Last one. Well, CJ, you already, of course, addressed the pain that you fought through today. Still, you threw for almost 400 yards. How much better can you get when you get 100% healthy now?
We'll see, man. I'm excited. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not happy right now, of course, because we lost. But I definitely think that we've done a lot of good things on the offensive side of the ball, and
made progress.
The defensive side of the ball as well. But once we play together as a team, man, watch out, man. I definitely think this team is ready to win, and we just got to put it together, both offense, defense, special teams, and coming together as one. So I'm excited, man.
All right, John, last one.
CJ, how bad did you feel for Richardson going out with a concussion, considering what good friends you guys are?
Yeah, man, I talked to him before the game, and he seemed pretty healthy, and he asked me if I was, and we had a great conversation right there. We actually were playing a jersey swap, and I seen Carter out there. I was like, oh, man, I hope he's all right. So I sent a prayer. I got to talk to some of those guys on the Colts staff, and they said he'll be okay, just dealing with a concussion or something with his head. And, man, I'm hoping that he's all right, though. You can tell he's a hell of a player. And that's my brother, man. I got real love for him, and I hope that he comes back from this even stronger. And wishing the best for him and praying for him. All right, y'all. God bless.
Well, that was C.J. Stroud. Unfortunate loss, but they'll get it. They will get it. So shouts out to Colorado for pulling out their win. And for the Texans, it was unfortunate. A game at home that you should have won. You could have gotten, but you didn't. Time to move on. 0-2. Yes, it's hard to come out of an 0-2 hold because the teams don't get easier. They just get worse and worse and worse for us on your end because of the competition. It's just going to get greater. So you have to come with it. You got to put it together now. I mean, I know it's a new offense. I know we got a lot of new players. We got some rookies. I know all about this. But this is the NFL. Not for long is what it stands for. So you have to get it. When you're a professional in this league, you have to get it. There's no excuses for anybody. So we have rookies that come in, new players added that comes right out of the gate sometimes for some teams. So you just have to get it. There's no more excuses. Next man up, even when you're injured or you're hurt. It's always next man up because nobody's going to feel sorry for you. There's just an opportunity for somebody else until your regular star players get back or your key guys on defense, however you want to look at it, gets back. Key guys on the offensive line get back. Just have to have more people stepping up. That's the bottom line of this. So hopefully next week they can put it together and hopefully come away with a win because they will have to surprise some people. To get wins, you're going to have to surprise some people. There's no doubt about that. It's not going to be favorable for you every week. I mean, this is one we could have had in the bag. Should have had it in the bag. It was a favorable opponent to win. You're going to have a few more coming up during the weeks to come. So just be prepared, be ready. The offense looks like it's starting to click now. Getting in and out of the huddle, starting to speed up, getting to hurry up. I like seeing that. We just have to target Tank Dell a lot more, being a focal point of the offense. Have to get the ball in this guy's hands. He's too special. Too special. Just like Tyreek Hill. When you have somebody that's elusive like that and quick, you can take advantage of that going over the top. At least one ball a quarter. That's what I would say. One deep ball a quarter to him. Keep that defense honest. Make them say, hey, we will go over the top on you. So, shouts out to the Texans still, Colorado, for the game this past weekend, and looking for more. Monday Night Football got a doubleheader. We'll check that out. But y'all enjoy yourself. This is Making It Monday. Thanks for y'all time. Appreciate it. Shouts out to the new subscribers, of course. Appreciate that. And y'all enjoy yourselves, and we out of here. Peace.